Icon Radio.
Good morning, Nairobi. I'm your girl, Myra Maloba, the Afro-punk queen. But in this situation, I'm just going to be Myra Maloba here at Icon Radio. We are your number one entertainment plug. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning out here. And it's also a beautiful setup because we've got Happy Dopa Limited in the building. Before we get into what is before us, I have to let you know about our socials, which is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, which is all at Icon Radio KE. You're also streaming us on www.iconradio.co.ke. If you have any questions throughout the show, we'd love to hear from you on our WhatsApp number, which is 0788380030. This is Money Mondays, where we do highlight business and SMEs in and around the 254. In studio today, we've got Happy Dopa Limited. We've also got Dominique Mumo, who's the director of Happy Dopa Limited, and Sweetbertha, who's the marketing manager of Alkovintages Limited. And I love the slogan for Happy Dopa, which is pull your trigger and shoot yourself with happiness. It's such a, let me tell you, the thing about businesses when they're coming up with their names, it just has to go in line with what they're trying to sell, and this one sells it all together. So karibuni sana to the studios. All right. So I think we'll go first into Alkovintages. So maybe if you can give us just a brief history and what it's about. Yeah.
Great. So my name is Sweetbertha Rwabizi. I am the marketing manager for Alkovintages.
Yeah.
And as you may have mentioned earlier, we are the producers of wine. So Alkovintages is an East African grown winery, which is based in the heart and capital of Tanzania, which is Dodoma. And we have been in business for the last 20 years. So Alkovintages was established in the late 2000s, in the early 2000s, sorry. Yes, and we have grown our, vinification techniques, and we have been able to scatter our products far and wide, especially in Tanzania as the market.
Yeah.
And we are like, why aren't we having our products, across East Africa? So this is why we're here today in Nairobi, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity. So as you may see, we do not have our own farms, so we work with smallholder farmers in Dodoma, and these are the ones that grow the grapes on a subsistence level, more or less.
Yeah.
Yes, and then we collect the grapes during the harvest season, which is usually from July all the way up to September. Yes, and then we take it to our winery, where we do the preliminary vinification processes. So there is sorting and there is crushing of the grapes. Then we macerate the red wine to capture the color and, a few attributes of what we want in the styles of wines we're making.
Yeah.
And then we do now the aging process. So this is where, we get all the attributes with the flavors and, the accents. So do you want your wine to be earthy? Do you want it to be floral? Do you want it to have fruity taste?
Right.
And our cellar master and, the team that's behind Alkovintages have been trained in various accredited companies and, countries, so like South Africa and Italy. And we have this collective knowledge where we are trying to give East Africa and, Tanzania as, put it on the map. Because when you really Google wineries and winemaking regions, Tanzania doesn't really come off as the, the first thing on your mind. But statistically, we are the second largest wine growers in Africa, after South Africa, that is.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So we are now trying to transcend the norm, which has been that, good wines come from European countries. And we're like, we have very good wines locally made in Tanzania by Tanzanians, owned by a Tanzanian family. And as you may see, we currently have a holding capacity of 2.5 million liters. So we are trying to expand on our market, and this is why East Africa has now become a very big room for us. So partnering with Happy Dopa, we want to, contain the whole East African market and, drink something that is proudly Tanzanian, proudly East African.
Right.
Yes.
I know when I first met Dominic and he said the wine was from Tanzania, I was just like, when? That was my main question. And then now when you get deeper into the story, because now even just where it's coming from Dodoma, and that the actual wine farms from there is something quite interesting. How many farmers do you engage?
Okay, so we are currently working with more than 1,000 farmers.
Wow.
And this is because they're doing it on a subsistence level. So we do term our wine as, semi-organic, because these are smallholder farmers who are, getting their livelihoods from, cultivating, vineyards and doing viticulture. So us as a winery, we buy our products from these farmers. And collectively, we have this ripple effect that we are extending livelihoods to all these families.
Right.
But at the same time, we're also creating a household brand that will push the country and, the company as well.
Right.
So we're not doing it on a commercial scale because it's individually done. But what we're looking at for us is also how many people we're being able to touch and how is that affecting the economy of the country. So if we're being able to touch about 1,000 farmers, that is like a very good number for us.
Job creation is always one of the biggest aspects of business, and clearly you guys are doing a fantastic job in that. Is it only the region of Dodoma that produces wine and has the vineyards?
Yes, so ideally, vineyards were established in the 1930s by the Roman Catholic missionaries in the day, and then now the government took it upon themselves to now expand viticulture in the regions of Dodoma. So it cross-cuts right now to about 30 villages within Dodoma vicinities. But yes, so far it's Dodoma, and from the weather, the soil type, and everything, that's where these grapes really thrive.
Yeah, it's favorable.
We currently have prominent grape varieties, which is Shiraz, Cinsault, and we have Chenin Blanc for the white. But then we also have a local variety that has done so well and has been thriving for years, which is called Makutupora Red. Okay. So we are proudly to be able to push this and tell these people that have been doing wines for years on the market, like, listen, we have our own viticulture grape type that has really sprouted and is doing great, and you know what, it's time for it to get its place in the market as well.
Amazing stuff. Now I'll have to throw it now to you, Dominique. Was this something you've always done in terms of now distribution in the wine business, or did you have a different start in your career?
Well, thank you, Money Monday, for giving us this opportunity to present to East Africa and Kenya these amazing wines from our region. We say that we cannot prosper if we are not supporting our very own. So at least Alkovintages has set the foot forward for us. Yeah. And yes, good question you asked. I've never thought that I'll ever do wine, but when I went to Dodoma for the Dodoma Wines Fest, I met Alkovintages and I saw the professionalism they've exercised in making wine and the kind of people they are supporting. Right. And I said, yes, with the vision of East Africa wanting to industrialize, we must support one of our own. And when I tasted their product, I found them world class. And yes, I'm a believer of home, and I'm a believer of supporting one of our own. So yes, Alkovintage now became our home. And that's why now we formed Happy Dopa Limited, where you all need to pull your trigger and shoot yourself with happiness.
Word.
Happy Dopa is simply a short form of dopamine. Dopamine is the hormone which controls how we feel, how we are happy, and all that. So I thought Happy Dopa is a thing which is triggered by Alkovintages brands, and they're doing an amazing job. And I'll actually show the fans of Money Monday to sample our wines. We are putting these wines into the Kenyan market, and we want them to be the household brands.
Right.
Yeah.
So all my questions literally have just been basically answered in this, because I was going to be like, what motivated Alkovintages to now cross over into Kenya and I guess also into East Africa? What was the motivation?
So, like I said earlier, East African market has been infiltrated with a lot of import products. So it's either from the European countries, or it's from South Africa. Right. But then we have a region here that is doing just as great, with great varieties, great quality of products. We have a company like Alkovintages that has invested in like state-of-the-art technology, has invested in the personnel, in learning into these different accreditations to gain the skill set to, make, first class world wines. So we're now going to continue keeping this like a hidden secret.
Right.
We want everyone to, get the dopamine from what Alkovintages products are offering. So that's when we decided that we need to, expand on our market. And already in Tanzania, our brands are household names. So Dompo and Alter and St. Mary and Image, these are names that are known across.
Right.
We're it's still a small scale, and we want to capture, East Africa, Central Africa, and even Africa as a whole. Yeah, so that was our biggest motivation, to just cross over.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back right after this. If you have questions for either Sweetbertha or Dominique, you can hit us up on our WhatsApp number, which is 0788 38 0030. We'll be back with more on Money Mondays.
Icon Radio.
Welcome back to Money Mondays. I'm your girl, Myra Maloba, the Afropunk Queen, and we are here with Happy Dopa Limited and Alkovintages. We've been having an interesting discussion in the world of wine, and we'd just love to hear from you. So be sure to hit us up on our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, which is Icon Radio KE. Also, if you'd like to hit us up professionally, we're also on LinkedIn as well as Icon Radio, and you're streaming us on www.iconradio.co.ke, and our WhatsApp number is +254 788 38 0030. So yes, the world of wine is not actually the most roaring business in terms of production in East Africa. We do have a few companies doing it here in Kenya, and now we have it in Tanzania. But the biggest question is, how was the integration into now the Kenyan market, and how long has it been since you first came in?
Yeah, interesting, Myra. I think is a good question. I think we are on our third month, because, like I said, we acquainted ourselves to Alkovintage when we were visiting the Doma Wines first, due to our trading interest, because usually we've been traders. So we were looking for an East African product to bring to the Kenyan market. So when we went to Dodoma, we come across this professional in Alkovintage, and we said, this is our next big thing.
Right.
So we've hit the market professionally from Feb 2022, and we are looking forward to a brighter future with Happy Dopa Limited, putting happiness in every fridge in this country and in East Africa, because when you have your red wine at the refrigerator, you have youthfulness in you, because every time you pour a red wine to your glass, you pour youthfulness, because red wines are packed with antioxidants, which makes us younger. It'll make you look 20 and you're 70 like me. So,
hey.
So it's a good thing. I mean, you should keep drinking red wines for purposes of heart.
Yeah.
It makes your heart healthier, and for purposes of looking younger.
Right. Hey, let me tell you, you're preaching to the choir. So, Dompo is your flagship wine.
Yes, Dompo is our flagship brand.
Yes. So if you could tell us more about Dompo.
Dompo is simply a vibe brand, which is actually produced for East African market, because it's a sweet red, which is fortified. That's why Dompo is like Dodoma Port. Dodoma Port is a very good dessert wine, and is a good vibe wine. It's the kind of wine you want to take when you're with your girlfriend, if she has been conservative with you, and she'll tell you everything. She'll tell you literally everything, even a place they were with your boyfriend. Your girlfriend will will tell you after taking a glass of Dombo, literally the first glass, and she'll be like, I met your boyfriend.
Wow.
And he vibed me. That's Dombo for you.
Hey, the people taking notes right now.
Happy trigger wine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so Dompo is what we feel like the Kenyan market will really embrace, because Kenyans love the good vibe, and Dompo is the good vibe at the corner. So Dompo should be the club wine, the home wine, the vibe wine, the everything wine is Dompo.
Right.
Yeah.
So, hey, let me tell you, you're a good campaign manager. So, it's a Shiraz. So maybe you can explain for people who are not familiar with the types of wine. Maybe you could give us a little bit more into what it is, what type of wine it is, and why the name Dompo.
Yeah, thank you again for such a good question. Like I said, Dompo is literally Dodoma pot. Dodoma because it's where the wine is produced and is produced in pot style.
Okay.
So most of the port wines are usually dessert wines, and Dompo stands out because, like I said, just that doesn't stand out at the dinner table. It also stands out at the vibe, environments at the bar and everything. And it's 18% to 16 to 18% wine. Mostly now is coming in 16%, so we need to get used to it at 16%. And again, is a blend of two grapes, Shiraz and Cinto. Those are the grapes which are predominantly planted in Dodoma. Remember, Dodoma is a very good grape region because it's just next to the equator, and equator gives us the heat, and the heat is the sugars. So natural sugars in Dompo kind of hits your head at 180. So yeah.
Right. And then I gotta ask, and especially for Alkovintages, especially for people who are trying to get into the business and they'd like to learn more. What have been the biggest challenges and triumphs so far in the 20 years of being in? Okay, let me limit it to for the time you've been with the company. What have been the biggest challenges and triumphs so far?
So like we spoke earlier, there's a lot of competition, especially with products from countries that have had 300 years or more in the wine experience and making of it. And the fact that now we're doing it, but with lesser of an experience does not necessarily mean our products are lesser quality.
Right.
So investing for us has not been the issue. It's just, with 20 years of a company, you started from, it's literally a rags to riches kind of story where you started with humble beginnings with just 2,000 liters, making them at the backyard of your own home, which is what our chief vintner and founder of Alkovintages did.
Right.
With the flagship Dompo. So there's been hurdles. So competition has been one of them, but we have thrived. And it's because we have believed in our products and we've believed that the quality we're giving people is actually quite as competitive and just as good.
Right.
Yes. But then also we do have gotten challenges with, farmers because they were not really, well enlightened about viticulture practices. So we've had to source different consultants from South Africa, from Italy, from Germany, to just come and educate them more. Because the better quality of grapes they give us, the better quality of wine we can offer. So that for us has been one of our policies, to be able to give our support to the farmers in terms of our education,
right,
but also extending loans for them so that they can expand on their viticulture and their vineyards and be able to produce, because we're also looking at the quantity. Okay. How much are you being able to produce per acre? And is the quality good enough? So these are just a few of the challenges that we've been facing, but we have wholesomely been able to find solutions step by step, and we're continuously trying to give people what we believe is the best product in Africa.
Right. Yes. I remember I was having a conversation just yesterday about investing, especially in startups or in the farmers as you're doing. What kind of system do you use to now say this is where we're going to be, at what level we're going to be investing in, and this is how much we're putting into our farmers so they're able to give us the best?
Okay, so like I said, 20 years, meaning there's farmers we have grown with in the business. So we do have contract farmers that we have been working with for many years. But then again, it's also become a point of interest, viticulture in Dodoma, where now it has started attracting other investors to come and look at it in a bigger perspective.
Right.
So we have stuck with the smallholder farmers because for us, we believe those are the ones that, have Dodoma and Dompo at heart. And we have continuously grown with them. So the more a farmer would expand on the acreages of what they're growing in terms of, the grapes and the quality and the improvement of quality is how we see that now these people are actually growing with us.
Yeah.
And we haven't kept it, just centrically with the farmers that we started with, but we've also taken others on board. So we currently have about 3 mini vinification areas. So we have smallholder farmers in different villages where now we've taught them how to, do the preliminary processing of the wine and then sell the juice to us. So in turn, instead of them selling you grapes, which is going to be a few bobs per kilogram, we're like, hey, you can, add quality to this particular grape by, crushing it and then pressing it and selling us juice at a much higher, cost.
Right.
And now that, the difference of what you're making in terms of profit is what you can reinvest back in your vineyards and also expand and, find yourself having a mini or a boutique winery.
Right.
So with wine, it's not really a matter of competition. It's not a cutthroat business where, you're against the next winery. It's more of a friendly home environment where we're looking at who we can grow and who we can elevate so that we can both thrive in the business.
Right.
Yes.
So you guys have been in the business 20 years and marketing has really changed since since like even 10 years ago. How are you now keeping up with the changes, especially since now I know for Dopa it's now new into the market, and you're using tools like even coming here to put yourselves out there, which is really great. But now, how have you guys managed to keep up with the new marketing trends to be able to come out as a household name?
Yes. Right now, I think you cannot talk about marketing without digital marketing being like the center of your platform.
Right.
Everybody's now on their phones. Everyone is looking at how they can, just get a bigger audience through the marketing platform. So we have also started investing in that and growing it organically, yes, because we want the people that are, affiliated to the brands to be actually people that drink the wine.
Right.
So yes, we know we have a lot of people that are already interested in the products and the brands, but then we want to reach them where they are. So for us, our digital platforms are fully active. So the socials, I would say, from Instagram to Facebook to LinkedIn to YouTube, where you find all and everything that we do as a company, but all individually as brands. Okay, the handle being Alkovintages, so that is for all the social handles.
Right.
But then we're also big on events as well, especially in Tanzania. We have Happy Dopa has adopted the same strategy, which is doing events and being the how do you call it, the center of the effect and the happiness and the vibe.
Yeah.
So that is what we are giving people when we're doing all these events. So we've been sponsoring events. We're actually having an event that is going to happen in early June, which will be Alkovintages Festival.
Oh.
So this is where everyone will come and just relish in everything that we have as a product.
Right.
And this will be centrically in Dodoma, because we also want to pull more tourists or people to the region of the winemakers and be able to have the first-hand experience.
Amazing.
So we are looking into how we can grow this both on digital platforms but also on ground.
Right.
You still want your customers to have a first-hand experience with your product.
Right. And Happy Dopa actually has an event. It's right here on your brochure, the Wine and Vibe Festival.
Yes. Actually, the Wine and Vibe is supposed to be formation and creation of culture of wine drinking in this nation. Because as of now, people who drink, by drinking I mean alcoholic products, only 1% of them drink wine.
Right.
And I'll say that this is the time now we educate more people and we form more platforms to educate more people about wine. Because research says that once you hit 40, you should not touch anything 40%.
Right.
So wine comes along and is a good drink for people who are 40 and actually below 40. Because when you're taking something over 40%, you're roasting your liver. Once you roast it, no one is in hitting a roasted liver. So, you need to form cultures of wine, just like the Europe have developed culture of wine. And I think with that, we'll have more happy and more thriving population.
Right.
Yeah.
And the government will stop cracking down on too many alcohol brands. And I love the name. And it's Wine and Vibe Festival. And the tagline is enjoy fine vibes and fine wine. Now, the other thing about, before we go on a break, was the aspect of marketing. And people have always been against, right now, people are kind of against influencers. But the thing is that I was opening my Instagram, and the first thing I saw was Moya David, who I follow religiously, and he was actually promoting Happy Dopa Limited. I was showing my makeup artist. I was like, "Look, we're talking to these guys today." It's very interesting that you've also tried to use that, because now people like me are seeing it. So is this part of your strategy as well, to kind of use known faces, to kind of like also push the brand?
Yeah, it's great to pull that up, because, like I said, we are 1% of the people taking alcoholic beverages in this country. So we need to like reach out the demographics which we actually need to influence. Of course, we're not saying we are against gin, we're not saying we are against 40% alcohols, but it's alarming how we're taking all these gins and everything, and when you look at the demographics taking this, some have not had children. We may feel like if you take wine, your womb and everything will be intact and in place. Just saying. So yes, we reached out Moya, because we had a very special guest today from America.
Yeah.
Who is a very one of our own, Washira Wines.
Yes.
Washira Wines goes to America. Christine Washira goes to America and sets up a winery, which is very vibrant and successful. So we happen to surprise her tomorrow. I mean, yesterday with David.
Right.
And she really liked it. So it's one of our ways of marketing and reaching out the right demographics.
Yeah.
Which we said we want to be a wine drinking nation.
I mean, it's such a vibe, and using music to also push the aspect of this is amazing. So we gotta take a short break. We'll be back right after this, and we'll get more now deeply into the products.
Icon Radio.
We are back on Money Mondays. I'm your girl, Myra Maloba, the Afropunk Queen. And we have in studio with us Happy Dopa Limited and Alkovintages. This is usually one of my favorite parts, because, in fact, my favorite thing is product. Product shoots are the best because you get to sample. So we can't wait to sample. But in the meantime, as you're watching, please let us know what you think. We are on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as Icon Radio KE. You're streaming us on www.iconradio.co.ke, and our number is 0788380030. So there are now different type of wines in studio today, from both the dry and the sweet. So I think I'll let you guys now take the floor now as you explain the type of wines.
So I'll quickly just give you the styles of wines that we're going for, and then we'll get individually into every product.
Great.
So we do have our light bodied whites. So in this case we have Image, which is a dry wine, and then we have St. Mary, which is like the natural sweet.
Okay.
And then we do have rosé, which is an all day drinking rosé. So all your summers, all your picnics and alfresco dining, we would recommend for you the rosé, which is called for you. And then we do have Dompa now, which is like a heavy-bodied, Garnet deep red, fortified sweet wine, which is the flagship as we spoke earlier. And then we do have Image, the red one, which is also a medium-bodied red wine, but on a drier palate. So if you're more into the dry wines, then it's definitely the wine for you. So I'll keep pouring, and Happy Dopa, Dominique will take you through every experience of the wine.
Great.
Yes.
All right. So we're starting with the the St. Mary. All right.
Yeah, St. Mary. I think Sweetbertha gave the elite version of wine. Now I'm going to give you the street version of it. St. Mary says the mother of Jesus wine. You know what I mean. I mean, it's the kind of wine you take, and you have this kind of feeling of this kind of feeling where you feel like a wife material. I know how that hits you, because feeling wife material nowadays is not as common as before. But yes, St. Mary will make you feel wifey material, and you find yourself cooking managu and ugali, things which you don't usually do. But yes, St. Mary is a wifey material brand, which you just relax in at home, just want to chill out, you just want to be easy. Yeah, St. Mary it is. It will really, really excite your palates, because it's a sweet, natural wine.
Okay. And it smells great as well.
The aromas are great as well.
It's not too heavy. All right. Pretty. So now, if somebody was to taste it, what notes would they be getting?
Yeah, I think on notes we go to the elite version from Sweetbertha.
The elite version.
The elite version.
Yeah.
So St. Mary, like you said, is a very light bodied wine. It's a 10% alcohol.
Right.
What you really get from it is more citrusy. So you could get a bit of pineapple. You could get a bit of apple, depending. But then there's never right or wrong answer. It depends with what you are accustomed to and what really your palate really goes for.
Yeah.
But it is a naturally sweet wine, and you could pair it with light dishes, like chicken and like seafoods. So yeah, if it's more up your alley, then definitely this is the wine for you. Yes.
I can see with the pairing with the seafood would work really well. Very nice. All right.
Great. So now we have the rosé, which is for you. I'm not supposed to have favorites, am I?
Well, me and you are in the same WhatsApp because this also happens to be one of my favorites. It's really good.
So, a little bit of rosé. The company was considerate that the wine world is all about gifts, and it's an amazing gift to give your babe for you or your mom as well, because they say that your first babe should be your mother, because they've taken you through life and all that. So it's a very good gift. We're still on the International Women Day.
Yeah.
Week. And you should buy this for your loved ones, your sister, your mama. That's for you. It's for you.
Plus
for
the packaging is amazing.
The packaging is amazing.
It looks really good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So it's a gift wine. It's a really good gift, and it's a fairly easy wine. Picnic with your girlfriends or with your boyfriends.
Plus the
wine
color.
doesn't have gender.
The color is really nice.
Yeah.
So for you is a salmon pink color, light bodied as well, at 10%, easy drinking. You could have it on its own, or you can even decide to pair it with a bit of pasta, with pizza, depending with what you're really looking for, given that meal. But yes, it's a summer kind of wine. The one you hang out with your girlfriends, and
right?
An outdoor dining or picnic, setup, and it really works well. It works well, and it's definitely gonna give you the wine and vibe.
Yeah, for sure. And the class in for you again. Remember, most of the wine drinkers love the class. The kind of class. Look at it, and you see in copper-ish, depending on your, color blindness.
Yes, because you see copper, we see salmon pink.
We see salmon pink, yes.
And the quintin also. People who are brought up in Dar es Salaam, like Sweetbertha, may see salmon. I don't know how salmon look like. I was brought up in deep tropical. And all salmons. Copper, yes.
It's light pinkish, but I see rose gold. That's what I see when I see that. Yeah, but yeah, it's quite a nice one. That one from the very first day, that one sold me for sure. Yeah.
Glad.
Yes. So let me not play favorites because I want people to taste for themselves.
Sour.
All right.
And then the last we'll be trying today.
Yeah.
Is Dompa.
Okay.
Yes.
So the Dompa.
We had our guy who always get us like you're safe with Dompa. Dompa, like I said, is a kind of wine you must have. It's a kind of wine.
It's okay.
Which gives you a vibe. When you take it, you feel like uchokoze mtu na ukimbie, you rushe mawe police station. It's a kind of wine which relaxes all the worries you may have in life.
Right.
And it's a kind of wine, again, which takes care of your heart. Remember, like I said, wine has antioxidants. One of the most important antioxidants is resveratrol. Resveratrol are responsible of your youthfulness. If you want to look 20 and you're 70 like me, Dombo is the thing. If you want to get secrets from your girlfriend,
yes,
Dombo it is. So Dombo anytime, Dombo.
Yeah, so yeah, Dombo. What do you get? It's a deep Gournay red, medium to full bodied. I would call it full bodied. I'm getting a bit of batter accents from the aromas and cooked plum or cooked apple. Yeah, with hints of caramel. But then again, that is just me. Myra, you would be getting something different.
The more you explain, the more I'm drifting towards whatever you're saying because I'm not a sommelier. But yeah, you can get the strong accents of fruits, very strong accents of fruit, and then yes, it is heavier than the other two.
I mean, it's at 16% alcohol,
right?
So you're definitely going to get a bit of heaviness from it,
right?
Yes, and also the grape type, which is a blend of Cinsault and Shiraz. These are, very rich, varieties of grapes. So you're definitely going to feel that even on your palate that it's a bit heavier than the two that we tried, which is Saint Marian for you earlier.
Right.
Yes.
But it still works really. It's the taste is not too heavy. But there are those wines where it's like it just draws you back from the moment you can literally just taste the alcohol immediately, but it settles well on your tongue, it settles well on your throat. Like I like what I taste whenever I taste the Dombo and the rosé.
So this you pair it with your nyama choma. You have like a backyard barbecue with your family, friends, Sunday, Sunday barbecues. Dombo is definitely your go-to. Like, this is the life of the party that you want in the mix.
Right.
Yes, and like Dominique says, people will start telling the secrets.
Yeah, this is a password opener. Your friends will be passwordless.
Hey, let me tell you. Like I'm telling you, men and women are taking notes over here. They're just like, how, when, where, how much. And that actually brings me to the question, yes. What are the retail prices for each of the wines?
Amazing question. We'll say these are like premium brands, but we want to give consumers of East Africa their very own brands, which are premium at a very affordable cost. So right now, we are doing RRSP of 1,000. Yeah. So 1,000, you have a bottle for yourself, and you're all good at 1,000.
Nice.
When you look at most of the premium brands, they retail at 1,800. So premium brand at 1,000 is a really good go.
Okay. Yeah. No, yeah, that's actually a fair price, especially because it is known that a lot of the exports are heavily priced, especially when it comes to wine. It's never understood why. So coming in with a fair price is actually a good selling point. Now, if a retailer wanted to reach out to you and wanted to purchase your wines to resell, how would they get in touch?
Good question. Right now, we are working towards distributing it in as many liquor stores as possible. And because we don't want to lose you, you want to buy already and you're not yet there, you can get to www.happydopa.co.ke. We have e-commerce site there, and it will have to be delivered all over Kenya. Like wherever place you are, you get a delivery of the wine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're still listing. We have several liquor stores listing. Yeah, and we will be eventually there. And once we have like more than 20 liquor stores, we are going to put them on our website as well.
Right.
So that you can always buy at a physical location.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just read from your brochure. Your number is if you want to reach out to Happy Dopa, it's +254 722 727 058. Yeah. I'll repeat that again. It's +254 722 727 058. On Facebook, they are Happy Dopa Limited, and on Instagram, they're also at Happy Dopa Limited. And you have an e-commerce on www.happydopa.co.ke. Yeah, great. All right, it has been amazing having you in studio. Listen, this guy does the tastings for a reason. He's such a good storyteller, Dominique. Like, if you ever, have a second job, you should be a public speaker. You're really good at it. Yeah, what would you like to say about image?
I thought we should not end the show before telling all the girlfriends out there the best wine when you feel like you want to dump someone. You have this is pronounced as imagi.
Imagi. Imagi.
Or elite call it image is still okay because it's image of East Africa.
Okay.
So if you feel like you want to dump someone, reach us out at www.dopa.co.k and we'll have you something good.
Right.
A dumping vibe.
I love your descriptions.
We have Imagi White. Imagi White is a kind of wine, like we said, which would go well with your seafood, your kuku choma, and even fish.
Right.
Tilapia is the one for you.
Right.
Image dry white.
Dry white.
Yeah.
So we have your reliever, your password opener, and we have your dumping wine. Listen, those are good selling points. But with that, we gotta end the show. Thank you so much for coming in to the studios. You have made literally the dopamine is already flowing through the studio. We're gonna be having a testing session later on, and we'll be looking into that as well. But we will have also your handles somewhere here at the bottom of the screen, so that people know how to reach out to you. Thank you so much, Dominique. Thank you so much, Sweetbertha. This has been Money Mondays with me, Myra Maloba. Be sure to tune in next time on Icon Radio, where we are your number one entertainment plug.
Icon Radio.